Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode on the comeback of the Crunch Time podcast, where we're going to come through in the clutch. And I'm always going to be joined by my boy TC. And today we're going to be recapping what's happened so far in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, there's been a lot of crazy things happening. I would say some pretty interesting games, some pretty non-interesting games. Let's get right into it. The first game last weekend that happened, we had Seahawks and 49ers. I feel like this game didn't come as much of a surprise to people.
Man, Brock Purdy is the real deal. Let me tell you, Mr. Relevant is now what they're going to be calling him. But seriously, when you're thrown into a situation like that, it's hard. But he's got the weapons, and I can see them making a run.
Oh, definitely. I think the 49ers have such a QB friendly offense. Point where you got guys like McCaffrey and Debo, and Kittle. You just have a bunch of security blankets, a lot of guys you can run all these different plays with. It just allows the quarterback to feel very comfortable from an early stage of the game, which allowed Brock to, fit in quite easily. From the point of view of like the Seahawks, though, honestly, you can't be disappointed in that season. I think everyone, including myself, was counting them out as one of the worst teams in the league, and Gino led them to the playoffs. Like very impressive season. I feel like they can go home happy.
I hope they let Geno Smith get one more year behind the wheel. That would be awesome.
Oh, definitely, I agree. And if not, I really hope he's given a chance to another team because he deserves it after, especially how well he played this season.
For sure. And if they draft a guy, it's like he could probably start for another year while that guy like sits on the bench and learns.
Oh, exactly. Because I don't know, the Seahawks have the Broncos, don't they, this year?
Yeah,
So they
Broncos
got
country.
they're gonna have a top draft pick plus their own. Be pretty good. Um, I know the next game was this. This might have been the game of all time. The
The
game.
game. The
Uh,
game.
Chargers and Jaguars. What did you think of this game?
I'll be totally honest here. I stopped watching.
Really?
I stopped watching.
Wow.
I took my Lawrence jersey off, went to bed, and
Wow.
when I woke up, the Jaguars were in the next round.
That is so funny. I saw a video of this guy that had bet on the Jaguars to win, or he bet something along those lines, and he had fallen asleep. And once the game is over, there's a video of his friends going and like shaking him to wake him up. And he's like freaking out. He's like, "There's no way! Like, there's no way they could have won." But I counted the Jaguars out too. I checked the score. I wasn't able to watch this game. I checked the score. It's like 27-0, and this was at the worst point. Lawrence had four picks and like 35 yards, and we're halfway through the second quarter. And I'm like, "Wow, okay, I did not expect this." Like I didn't think the Chargers would be playing this good. And then I go home because I was out and I scroll through. It's I don't know after the game's over and I see Jaguars win. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! Like, wow. I mean, that's just Chargers football.
Dean Spanos still the team.
What'd you say?
I said Dean Spanos should sell the team.
You think so?
I think so. I'll give a little fact here about Trevor Lawrence. All time to throw four interceptions in a wild card playoff game. Trevor Lawrence and Ben Roethlisberger. Ben
Wow.
Roethlisberger didn't
Oh wait, you just like cut out. That was my bad. I don't know.
game,
No.
but Trevor Lawrence did.
Oh, okay. I think I got it. You're saying Ben and Trevor are the only two to throw four picks in a wild card game and win?
Ben didn't win.
Oh, Ben didn't win. The only players ever to throw four picks. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
just an interesting little nugget.
yeah, interesting stat right there. Um, Next game we had Dolphins and Bills, which is actually a game I got to catch a little bit of, which another one I thought was very, very close. I did not expect it to be that close. Did you end up being able to catch that game?
Oh, I saw a little bit of it, and shout out to Miami for fighting really hard. I didn't expect it to be that close either, but it seems a little fishy that the Bills won the game by 3 points.
I don't know. I think that could have just happened as is. I was texting my friends, thought I was being a hater when I want to say the Dolphins were up at one point in the game, or it was still very close, like late in the game as it was. And I was like, oh, you guys know the only reason the Dolphins are still in this game is because the Bills are just playing terrible. Like the Dolphins offense is not going to win them this game. It's Josh Allen's turnovers that's going to win them the game.
Yeah, Allen fumbling and yeah.
And I think he threw two or three picks, and my friends thought I was hating on the Dolphins, but I was like, hey, this is the reality. And then you see Josh Allen go down and get the touchdown. It was like you knew that it was just they're just a better team.
I don't think the Steelers would have given the Bills that good of a game.
I mean, well, how didn't the Steelers have a pretty solid defense this year?
They did, but when they played the Bills earlier in the season, like in October, it was like 38-3.
Okay, wow. But that was before the Steelers were good. When
That's
I'm
true. That's when they were at their minimum.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Pats faced. I don't know how much better we would have done against the Bills either. We got crushed the first time we played them. The second time was kind of a fight, but they had two kick return touchdowns, and it was just fate was against us. I guess I don't know. Maybe we just weren't meant for the playoffs this year. Next game, Giants and Vikings.
Shout out to the Giants. They played a really good game. Everyone said the Vikings were frauds, and I guess they're right. They did lose in the wild card round. So
Oh, definitely, yeah. And Daniel Jones had an amazing game. I'm pretty sure he threw for over 300 yards and a couple touchdowns and just looked really solid. And yeah, the Vikings, they just never seemed like they were made to be a team that was going to go on a deep playoff run. Just for the sole fact that, I'm pretty sure they had a negative point differential.
yeah,
So
that's insane. Because
yeah.
when they would win, they would barely win, and when they would lose, they would get blown the heck out.
Oh yeah. They did have that comeback against the Colts though. It's 33
That's
nothing.
because Jeff Saturday is not a coach.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Jeff Saturday. I think this is the year that I've like. So the Colts have always been my second favorite team, but like after this season, I'm just like I don't want anything to do with the Colts.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. So is the Chiefs your second team now?
I don't know. I'm kind of just rocking this hat.
Wow,
I like Juju.
No, yeah, Juju's cool. Um, it was funny when I was watching the game earlier. Juju had a penalty, but we'll quickly get through these last two games of the first round. We have Ravens and Bengals, which was like another game that was from the start.
Ravens have Lamar. Ravens.
You think they're winning if they got Lamar? Yeah. Um, that's honestly fair. It stinks when you get into the playoffs and the game's kind of already set out for you. There's only so much you can do with a backup quarterback. I mean,
Sure.
you have some instances with Nick Foles, or as much as that hurts, like that's such a rarity. Um, yeah, Tyler Huntley. I mean, he played well, but just wasn't enough.
He turned it over twice, but he did. He looked really accurate
Yeah, but I mean, what else you can't really ask for much more than him. He kept it close within 7 points of the final result.
for sure.
Yeah, in the last game, I was actually able to watch. It was honestly pretty sad. Buccaneers and Cowboys. As a big Brady fan, and when the Patriots aren't in, I'm rooting for Brady. Just stunk to see him go down like that, but I got to give props to Prescott. He balled the whole game. He was just feasting on the Buccaneers defense, and the Buccaneers offense also couldn't do anything. I don't know if you got a chance to watch this game.
Yeah. So I think two QBs on Wild Card Weekend played their best games of their career, and that would be Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's what they were saying. I think on the broadcast, Prescott, this might have been the best game of his career, at least the best playoff game for sure.
And it was the worst
Um,
game of Brett Maher's career.
oh yeah, you see the video of CD Lamb. He was trying to be like, "Oh, we got you, man. We got you. You bailed us out plenty of times, but we got you." But then there's Dak Prescott going like, "We should have went for two," like yelling on the
Exactly.
sideline.
Shout out to CD for trying to like console his kicker, and then you got Dak over there slamming a helmet. Like, come on.
I know, because I saw that they showed a replay of Dak slamming his helmet, and I was wondering if that was just a thing of he was kind of hyped up, or if it was more of a he's angry. And then I realized like, wow, he was just really mad.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, they still got the win though. So
Yeah, and I mean, I guess do we want to jump? Actually, let's talk about. Do you want to talk about today's games or do our predictions for tomorrow's games?
Oh,
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
let's do today's
Today's?
first.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we had the Jags and Chiefs first up. I feel like a lot of people kind of wrote off this game and didn't think it would be close, but man, the Mahomes injury kind of changed everything about that game. And shout out to Chad Henne for being able to come in and construct a 98-yard touchdown drive because I did not see that coming.
That's just the Chiefs, man. I was annoyed. I was like, wow, Mahomes goes down, and I'm thinking I was getting flashbacks. You remember that game 2 years ago, the Browns and Chiefs, when Chad Henne
Yeah,
came in and he led the Browns, and he had to, I mean, led the Chiefs to win over the Browns, and he had to play that whole rest of the game for them. I remember, and they went for a fourth down. Chad Henne had that long run on like third down and 15 or something. I just remember him going in
anything
the
is
long.
possible.
Yeah. Um, and I was getting flashbacks to that. And yeah, he was able to play well again. Not just the Chiefs. It's like they got so many good players, so many weapons on offense. I know they don't have, obviously don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, but having guys like, I mean, Valdez Scaling and Juju and Kadarius Toney from the Giants, like he was underrated. He had that nice run that he almost got in for the touchdown. Um, and obviously just Mahomes, it's like might be the best player in the NFL. I think he is.
I agree.
Um, but yeah, I wonder how that's going to be for next week if he's going to be able to play or not.
Yeah, so they said he's going to get an MRI like on Monday or maybe even tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the status for the championship game. Good thing they're playing on a Saturday too. That gives them an extra day because the championship game's on a Sunday.
Okay, that's good. Um, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. An extra day, but shout out to the Jaguars. Honestly, great season for them. Totally turned it around halfway through. Trevor Lawrence, it just shows how much a coaching change can do, plus a few free agent signings, having receivers like Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, like super helpful.
For sure. Doug Peterson could be in the running for coach of the year. I think it's either him, Brian Dable, or Kyle Shanahan, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those three are probably the top. Um, Dable for the Giants, he definitely, two of them, him and Peterson, turning those seasons around.
First year guys.
Yeah. Just yeah, it's like when you have a different set of eyes on a team, it's incredible to see what someone else can do with, most of the same resources. It's
For
very
sure.
interesting. Um, Getting into tomorrow's games, I don't even know what to think of the Bengals and Bills because these are two teams that, they're very good, but I feel like have had shaky first round performances, and I don't know if that's just, the first round playoff jitters, and now they're gonna get in, you know, start like rolling with the squad. I don't know if they're gonna, start balling out, but um, I want to hear what you have to say and who your pick is for tomorrow.
I don't think this game's going to be as high scoring as everyone else does, and I'll take the Bills. But I feel like we're going to get a game where both teams score in the 20s. Maybe even one team will have 17. We'll see.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I feel as though it's gonna be the type of game where it's gonna be played pretty slow. Um, I mean, for all I know, it could be one of those high flying games where Josh Allen and Joe Burrow go in a shootout, but I just feel like these teams have been playing their best football as they had been. They were both on like those high winning streaks towards the end of the season, but then they've had a couple of shaky performances. Um, and I think, yeah, it's going to be one of those games like 20-17. Um,
I agree.
Maybe a couple turnovers still. Just one of those, yeah. But for my pick, I'm gonna also go with the Bills. I'm gonna say I know last year they lost in this second round, or
Yeah,
because oh yeah, then Chiefs Bengals in the um, conference championship. So I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think this time they'll break through the conference championship. And the Chiefs, which, oof, that's gonna be an interesting one.
I'll give you
Uh,
a bold prediction. Gabriel Davis will not score 4 touchdowns.
Will not.
He did last year. I don't think he's going to do
Are
it
you
again.
sure? That's pretty bold. Maybe he goes off for 5. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
He builds off of last year.
Dude
I
had
could
a
see it.
98-yard touchdown against the Steelers. That made me want to cry.
Oh, last year?
Like earlier in this season.
Oh, yeah. Gabe Davis. I remember in fantasy, he was very very hit or miss week to week. He'd have those
For
like
sure.
big touchdowns like that, and then do nothing.
Gabe Davis is just a Walmart version of Keenan Allen.
Do you think so?
That's my comparison.
Wow, taking shots. I see.
I got to do it.
Yeah. Um, the last game of the divisional round, we have the Cowboys and 49ers. And I feel like I know what your pick is going to be.
Yeah, well, can the 49ers win 2 years in a row in the playoffs against the Cowboys? We'll see. This time they're going to be doing it with Purdy that with Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, how much better is, it's not, I don't think it's that much of a difference, Brock or Jimmy. I mean, Brock's honestly showed more than Jimmy.
You could put anyone back there. I think current day Joe Montana could probably succeed back there.
You think?
I don't know. Let's put it to the test.
That would be really funny if they did like a retired league or something. Put some random guys back there, like imagine Big Ben and like Drew Brees back out there. That'd be pretty funny. So you're going with the 49ers?
Go with the Niners. I'll say 23-20.
All right, so you're thinking 2 close games tomorrow.
I think so. I think we'll get way better games tomorrow than we did today.
Okay, that's fair. I know I was so shocked with that Eagles game, but I'll before we get into that, I'll just say my pick really quickly. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the Eagles game. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick
Is it worth talking about?
not really. I mean, the Giants had momentum coming into the game, and the Eagles really just shut all that down. Their run game is just so good. Like I don't know what else, because who would they face? Yeah, 49ers. So I'm gonna say 49ers as well, and I'm just trying to see what an Eagles 49ers game is gonna look like. That's gonna be the 49ers defense is incredible. I mean,
That's like an old school like 90s, like early 2000s kind of matchup.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be super pass heavy. It's gonna be a lot of running and defense. Um, that's gonna be an interesting game. And I mean, we can't. For all we know, the Cowboys could win. So,
It's
um,
possible.
but I just know maybe this is the year that Dak proves the haters wrong after that first round performance. But then again, the Buccaneers were what 8-9, and the
Yeah.
49ers are 14-3 or 13-4. They're one of the best teams, so it's gonna be a big step up. So it'll be interesting. But I'm going 49ers.
We'll see if Dak can play well 2 weeks in a row, but I doubt it.
Yeah, who knows? But the other thing is too, with the 49ers, if their quarterback has a bad game, it's not necessarily going to hurt them as much. Like I think the Cowboys have to rely on Dak a lot more. I know they have Tony Pollard and Zeke is kind of washed, but Tony Pollard he could do a bit for them. But I think yeah, the Cowboys gonna have to rely on Dak to throw a lot. Or the 49ers, they're handing it off, but they don't have to rely on Brock to throw these deep passes or anything. Um, so yeah, that's why I'm gonna go with 49ers for tomorrow.
49ers and Bills it is.
Yeah, 49ers and Bills. Wow. Well,
That
you
was
want
my Super Bowl prediction,
really?
like at the start of the playoffs.
So who do you have now? So if say let's do the end of our playoff bracket. So say it's gonna be 49ers and Eagles and Bills Chiefs. Who do you got winning those 2 games?
49ers and Bills. Still.
Niners and
I've
Bills
never
still.
I've never switched up.
Okay, that's fair. I know something about the Eagles. It's just they feel like one of those teams. I know they're definitely great, and I obviously can't count them out. But they also feel like one of those teams that rode the easy schedule and had all the hype, but
Yeah.
they're a great team, but they just don't feel like they have that level above the rest of the teams, if that makes sense. I know they had a dominant win against the Giants today, but when comparing to the Bills and the Bengals, I know the Eagles may have had the best record, or tied the best record. Were they 15-2? or 14-3?
14-3.
14-3. Okay, so they tied the best record, but still, it's um they just don't feel like they're a step ahead of the other teams. You've had years where you see the Chiefs and you're like, wow, they're definitely the best team, and like you think they're gonna go over the Patriots all those years. So the Eagles will have to see, but I I really want to go bold here. I mean, there is no bold take, honestly. Friggin' thing. Honestly, I'm gonna go Bills. I don't want to copy you. I gotta go Bills 49ers too. The Eagles don't see it, and Patrick Mahomes' ankle is worrying me too much.
It just seems like a good, like it seems like the game that the NFL would want to happen.
Oh, definitely. It's just weird to think like a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy as a quarterback. Like no hate to him, but it's just, you usually think a quarterback is, like top
Well,
10 at least in the league.
thought that when they saw Thomas Brady starting against the Kurt Warner.
Oh, you mean like at the beginning of his career?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, I don't know. Oh, and then who would you have winning the Super Bowl?
the Bills.
Okay, I was gonna need to. I think it's gonna be similar to that Chiefs 49ers game where it really came down to Jimmy G to win the game, and I don't know. Maybe Brock can prove a little more, but I just think Josh Allen. I think because if the Bills and Chiefs go up against each other again, Josh Allen's gonna have his time where he can show the world, like, look, I can win against Mahomes, and then he's gonna go and prove it in the Super Bowl. I
You
guess
know what? I saw Brock Purdy get into the game in garbage time against the Chiefs, and I thought he looked horrible. And this was like 3 weeks before he became the starter. So like I went around telling all my buddies, I was like, man, the 49ers are done. This Brock Purdy guy sucks. And then he comes in and he hasn't lost a game. I
you know
was I was so wrong about Brock Purdy.
that's pretty funny. That's pretty incredible though. The turnaround. I guess it's can't judge a book by its cover. I don't know if that's the right saying, but yeah, you gotta give him another chance. And now look at him. He's second round of the playoffs. So yeah. You wanted to get into the NBA a little bit, talking about the Celtics' recent success.
How about that? I mean, no Brown played. Smart got hurt in the first half. Robert Williams got hurt in the first half, but they powered through. Peyton Pritchard, clutch three pointer. I can't believe it. Is he like auditioning to be traded, or I heard there's some value there?
I know you want him. He's really that only guy that we could trade that would have value. But then again, there's moments like today where it's like, wow, why would I want to trade this guy? It stinks because next game he's probably just gonna go back to the bench and not play.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes, but you just see what he brings to the team. He gets along with everyone so well. He went up to Blake Griffin and like they pounded chest. Like you just know he gets along great with everyone on the team. Um, and he's just a spark plug. Did you see at the end of the game? I'm not sure if you were watching. He was guarding Siakam, and Siakam was like calling for a switch to have to. He'd rather have Al Horford guard him than Peyton Pritchard, and I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Peyton Pritchard was getting up in his face, and then he hit what was basically the game-winning three with like a minute and a half left, which is pretty incredible. He was just hyped. Love to see that. But they've won 9 straight. Um, They are now, as I'm looking at it, 5 games ahead of the 76ers, and I'm pretty sure the 76ers are losing tonight.
They were
Just
coming back. They were coming back. Hold
oh,
on.
they're winning by 6. Wow.
No way.
Yeah, without Harden and Embiid, Maxi's got 28
Okay, dude. I put a bet in at halftime. They were losing 74-64. I put a bet in on them at halftime. So
to win.
yeah,
And well, you could be making some money.
we need them to
Um,
hang on.
you're kind of self-sabotaging the Celtics right now. You're rooting against them. So let's say 76ers win this game, they're going to be, I think, 4.5 games back. So still, the Celtics got a great lead on everyone in the East, especially. And I truly hope they can carry the success into the playoffs and everyone stays healthy. That's the biggest thing you can see today. It's just scary. You never know. You could have a perfect season and then just one thing could go wrong, and that's it. Um, so yeah, just really hoping for the good health for the Celtics and hopefully a championship at the end of the season.
That would be awesome. Now, I have a question for you, but I'm gonna give my answer first.
Okay.
So, Joe Mazzulla, he's the interim head coach. I think I think when we get to the playoffs, they'll remove the interim label off of his name. Like once the playoffs start, what do you think there? Because they don't have the Udoka situation sorted out yet.
Right. I think um they're not gonna officially take off the label until the end of the season, is my guess, until the Doka situation is handled. I really don't see a world. I'm just thinking worst case scenario, right? Like Celtics are a playoff lock, but it's hard for me to see the Celtics lose in like the first round or something, right? And I'm just thinking if that were to happen, hopefully it doesn't. I'm trying to think, would they bring back Missoula for another year if they had such a successful regular season and like lose in the first round? But basically, to answer, I'm kind of rambling, but to answer your question, I think they're gonna at the end of the season take off the interim um, part of his title. But I think in spirit, they kind of already have taken off that, if that makes sense. Like he's
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
he's the guy. We're winning. Great offense. The defense has been coming around now that Rob Williams is back. I think it's going to be the end of the season thing when they officially do it, though, because I think just because of the technicalities of the Adoka situation, they can't really, I guess, maybe change the label. I'm not sure if there's like rules on that or whatever, but just up to the Celtics, but probably the end of the season thing. And I feel like Missoula probably isn't too worried about that. Everyone in the Celtics is like, I got one goal, just win the championship. Tatum doesn't even care about the MVP or anything, just championship, which I like that mentality.
It's crazy too because if you look at last season, Joe Mazzulla wasn't even the number one assistant on the team. Will Hardy was, and now Will Hardy is coaching the Jazz.
And the Jazz have been so successful. I mean, for given their players, they've been
Their expectations, yeah.
yeah, their expectations, yeah, for sure. Anything else big going on in the NBA right now?
Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I watched that game last night. Did you watch that game at all?
Yeah, I went to go get a shower at halftime, and when I came back up, that's all they were talking about was Shannon Sharp and T Morant.
That's so funny. And LeBron backed him up this morning. He's like, I'm with them 365 days of the year, and if it's a leap year, 366.
Did he actually say that? Because I thought that was fake.
No, no, it was real.
That's
Pretty sure.
crazy.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong sources, but that was real.
That's amazing.
He was calling Dylan Brooks too small, but I just found it funny that he was wanted everything. Like he was like, everyone come at me. And then Steven Adams showed up and he kind of backed down.
Yeah. Shout out Steven Adams, pit guy.
I know. Also, shout out Dennis Schroeder, who's been balling for the Lakers.
Steal for the win.
He had a steal for the win. I actually got like hype. I know. I feel like I shouldn't, as a Celtics fan. I like the players on the Lakers. I don't like the idea of the Lakers, I think. Well, no, I can't say I don't like the idea of the Lakers. Honestly, I was low-key kind of hyped. Like I was just excited to see a good game.
I mean, Dennis is a former Celtic, so I'll give it to him.
Yeah, I was rooting for him. Plus, I like guys like Russell Westbrook and LeBron. I got nothing against them, and I was happy to see them. I mean, I know LeBron didn't have his best game, but Westbrook has been balling recently for them. But yeah, I got hyped when Schroeder got that steal in the M1. It was just like, even as a general basketball fan, it was just a cool thing to see.
He did the same thing against the Celtics, like when he was on the Thunder. Like same exact play.
Kemba dribbled into the corner, and oh
Yeah.
gosh,
I saw the two plays like side by side this morning, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Because I watched like both of those games,
me too.
watched them happen live.
Horrible. But say the Celtics, I'm happy Celtics are in a better position than the Lakers as of now, I'd say. I want to see a healthy LeBron in the playoffs, though. Like healthy LeBron, healthy AD. I think just it brings so much more excitement. Like I'm always just excited to tune into the Laker games. Obviously I'm trying to watch every Celtics game, but if there's a random night like last night where there was no Celtics game, I'm like, oh, Lakers are playing. I don't know, it's fun to watch.
And we had free NBA League Pass for like a week, like last week, so I watched a ton of action. It was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
watched Steph rain down threes on the Wizards, and watched a I forget who hit the game winner. It was Jazz and Timberwolves, but the game where Walker Kessler had like 20 and 20,
Oh yeah, dude, Walker Kessler. Dude,
monster
that Rudy Gobert trade is so ugly now. Because Kessler was part of that trade. All their good role players, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and then 5 first-round picks, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous trade because now like Gobert's injured and it's terrible.
I know, and yeah, and then you see Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the Donovan Mitchell trade was a win-win, I'd say. They got their picks, and Markkanen's been a beast, probably an all-star this season, and Mitchell is just taking the Cavaliers to another level.
It's a fun season so far.
Definitely, I think. I would like to think the Celtics is the Celtics year, but I feel like I'm jinxing this by saying this now. I should probably stop talking, but it's been exciting. They've been fun to watch this year.
I'll take a uh, I'll take a quick prediction to
All right, let's hear it.
six.
What do you say?
I'll go
Oh,
Celtics. I don't even the Grizzlies. They've been balling lately. I don't know if I can put them in the finals though. I'll take a Celtics Warriors rematch. I think the Warriors will sort things out.
oh, don't even say that, bro. Like I just don't even like the sound of that. The game the other night was such a drag, not a drag. It was so fun to watch, but it was just a very stressful game, I would say. You know,
Definitely. I went to bed.
really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to finish this.
Oh, I still had to watch it. It was just the comeback, and it's just the fact that Curry and Poole and Clay, they all run around so much that if they get the slightest like space to shoot, it's going up, and it could be a 3 point like that.
For sure.
That's what scares me, and we obviously witnessed that firsthand last year in the playoffs.
I think we could get them though this year if the two teams meet again in a series.
That's fair. I think the Nuggets too, if they stay healthy.
Sleeper team right there. I like that team a lot.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting Jamal Murray back to you know, at least somewhat close to bubble Jamal Murray.
He dropped a triple double last night.
Oh yeah, he had to fill in. Pretty sure Jokic wasn't playing, so someone had to get the triple double.
That's a given in the Nuggets lineup every night. If
Oh yeah,
Jokic averages a triple double, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like he's averaging 9.9 assists right now
that's crazy.
for a big man. Like, oh my gosh.
I know it's insane. Yeah, the big man, especially. I'm doing a quick plug right now, but new video is probably coming out tomorrow on the Hoops channel, and I'm doing like a video about 20 stats from the NBA, just random stats, and about Jokic. He got the fastest triple double in NBA history. He had it 14 minutes and 33 seconds or something like that. And
Insane.
yeah, I've just of court time, and that was it. He had it already. So
I
it just
can't
goes
believe
to
that.
show. Yeah. I did have to mention Westbrook averaging triple doubles because, he kind of repopularized triple doubles. I mean, I don't know, it's just also stat inflation, I guess, or I don't know. If people I wouldn't say he was stat padding. He was just a one man show for that year in OKC when he won his MVP. So
My favorite moment in NBA history involves a triple double.
what is it?
Christmas Day, 2021, Kemba Walker, New York Knicks, triple double.
Really?
It's my favorite moment in NBA history,
Wow. What
which
made
is
it so
crazy.
special?
Just
I know
the
your
fact that
favorite player, but
he was washed and then like he got thrown into the starting lineup because of injuries. One day he drops like 43. Same week he has a triple double.
oh, I
He
remember
went on a
that.
crazy run.
I remember that, and all these people are like, "Why isn't Kemba playing? Like, play this man." I feel bad because that happens. Like with the Mavericks this year, he had 35 in that game or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was, and then everyone's like, "Play this man," and then you feel bad because then you
Yeah,
just
9 games later and he's cut because his salary was about to become guaranteed, so they just cut him.
yeah. And I mean, I wish he could be playing more and be playing like the Kemba we all know, but I think his knees are just shot at this point.
Yeah, time for me to favorite player and it's Luka, but
Wow, that hurts. You're not picking a Celtics guy? I mean, my favorite's Jayson Tatum.
I love the whole team,
Okay, fair enough.
not just one guy I can pick out.
No, that's fair. That's a good answer. I like that recovery. Um, I didn't realize. So yeah, we've been going on for like 35 minutes or so
Good
here.
episode.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to cover from the NBA?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too. So I guess I think we missed last Sunday, but we hit you guys with the shorts. Try and fill in the space, but I guess we'll try to go every Sunday from here on out, or we'll try our best to do Sundays, as many Sundays as we can, and we'll have shorts to fill you guys in between. So stay tuned. Peace out.
Peace.